Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the online trading. I'm Greg McLeod, and today I'm going to show you how to lock in on-demand trading profits and achieve financial freedom in 8 weeks or less. Now, even if you've never executed a single trade before, now you may think you've heard it all when it comes to cutting-edge trading techniques. Yet, I can almost guarantee that you've never heard of some of the little-known tips I'm about to share with you today. Now, this is entirely different. It's nothing like the cookie cutter Forex trading programs you've seen on the internet, chat rooms and things like that throughout the whole trading community. So prepare to be shocked by what I reveal to you in just a few minutes. Now, just a bit of fair warning. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this video online. I mean, I'm going to give away so much free and hard to find information that I may end up making this a paid presentation. So if you're on the phone or busy or out and about at school or whatever, I suggest that you pause this video right now and schedule 45 minutes on your calendar for later this evening so you can absorb this without distractions. And then finally, there's nothing, absolutely nothing, I repeat, nothing for sale at the end. This is strictly an educational training meant to open your eyes to the truth about why you think you might be struggling to make a consistent income and achieve the highest level of financial freedom, and what to do instead to achieve your lifestyle and career goals. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. Now, this is for busy professionals, the people who want to take advantage of a unique opportunity to lock in daily trading profits with minimum time or effort. I mean, you don't have all day to sit in front of a computer or to network or talk to people. You have a busy life. You don't need another job. Okay, but so this presentation is for people who are also seeking an unfair advantage for maximizing your trading profits in a very systematic way, a very step-by-step way, a recipe. Anybody can follow a recipe. Some people can mess up a recipe, but I know that if you're on this broadcast, you're intelligent, you can follow instructions, and you'll be fine. But if you want to start down a proven path towards financial freedom in 8 weeks or less, and even if this sounds too good to be true, and you've never traded before, still you'll be able to see these steps and be able to replicate this success here. Okay, and what you're going to discover that what we're going to be showing you is a playbook for raking in profits on demand. I know there's something like videos on demand, and there's clients on demand. There's all kinds of things on demand, right? But profits or cash on demand, that's the thing which sets everything sets you above everyone else, above everything else. Because with little time and little effort, you're going to be able to create this ongoing income and enjoy this lifestyle that you can only, you watch people on TV or you watch people on YouTube or whatever not, but you'll be able to do this for real, in your trading account, be able to live that lifestyle that you went to school for. You thought maybe I could, go to school for 4 years and get a good job and have a great family and do all these wonderful things and travel around the world. And then when it comes down to it, they kind of like lie to you. It's kind of like people think, well, this is a scam. I think the scam is when they told you that you could go to school, get a good job, and live happily ever after. And you're really not, the American dream has become the American nightmare. For a lot of people, because they're not prepared for retirement. They can't meet their bills. They're going bankrupt. They're losing their houses. They're having fights. They're having divorces because of lack of money. So this is an alternative, a solution that I want you to check out. And don't take my word for it. Just watch the presentation, and that way you'll be able to see for yourself. But I'm going to show you how to tap into the insider strategies. As being a 23-year Wall Street veteran, I've come across a few things over the years, and I want to be able to share those things with you now, so you can be able to make the same kind of money that these hedge funds and banks and other big time players in the market make all the time, but they're not going to share the secret with you guys. So that's what you're going to discover that. And what you're also going to discover is more than what you probably ever thought possible. you'll be able to fire your boss. You'll be able to retire early and live without limitations. You know, you're going to come across the system I'm going to introduce you to, which is like the Optimus Prime of trading strategies, and you're going to use it for your to take advantage of the market, and that way you won't ever have to fall victim to bad advice and signal services and all those things that have cost you a lot of money, and without using a substantial capital outlay uh, compared to what you'll reap. You know, you need like $1 million to own a McDonald's franchise, and you'll probably make about 10% return on investment, which is okay. I make 100,000. I have to invest $1 million to make 10,000 or make $100,000. That's not exactly a great deal unless you have multiple franchises. But if you don't have $1 million, don't worry. You know, this opportunity will not be. You know, when you see the system, you won't need that. But so without the capital outlay, and seeing is believing. Best of all, I'm going to show you how I made over $1,000 in less than an hour. We're going to see, watch the video and watch me actually pull trigger on the trade and show you step by step how I did that. So no historical blah blah blah. This stuff will be an actual segment that took a few minutes of my time to make $1,000, and you're going to be able to see that firsthand. So that is going to be very cool. Now, I promise that by the end of this, that you're going to have a step-by-step playbook for raking in consistent, predictable income from this $5.1 trillion a day and growing Forex market. You know, it's a big market. It's the largest market in the world. It's larger than anything that you'll ever see because they don't want you to see it. Okay, it's bigger than the stock market. It takes months, years for the stock market to even come even close to one day of the Forex trade. Now, don't you think you can get, if you can just get a small piece of that, that would be great. So, does this sound familiar? Are you worried about the financial ceiling, about plateauing in your business or in your job? You've got you've gone as far as anyone could possibly go. Maybe you've topped out, and maybe that salary is not going to meet what the things that you want to do. So, you know, and then you also lack the savings. They say, according to the Social Security Administration, they say that people don't start saving for their retirement until they're 51 years old. I mean, they wait that late to actually start saving. So they miss all the powers of compounding. And most people have about $42,000 saved by that time, you know, by age 65, and you can't retire off $42,000. Let me just go ahead and just make that clear. So if you're behind on saving for retirement, or you haven't put any money aside, and you're just living from paycheck to paycheck, this is for you. Now, does this sound familiar? Are you feeling vulnerable to the potential economic turndown in the coming 12 to 24 months? This has been a fantastic expansion in the U.S. economy. I mean, we have a jobless rate at like 3.9%. We've got a growing company revenues, stock market at record highs. But, you know, will this last? Every time there's always a downturn, and are you ready for the next downturn? Now, I want to tell you something. My cousin back in 2007 had a really profitable janitorial service, you know, cleaning office buildings. He had several trucks and several employees, and well, he employed a lot of the family too. And what happened was in 2008, a little thing called the financial crisis happened, and a lot of these big firms lost money. They went out of business. And guess what? They weren't paying for janitorial services if they couldn't make payroll. So consequently, they weren't paying my cousin. And so he wound up laying off, you know, workers, you know, trucks being repossessed, and he had to go back to work, you know. And that's the risk you take with a market that has expanded so far. It usually snaps back. But are you prepared for that snapback? You know, will your firm be out? Will you be looking for a job? Maybe you were too young to remember the financial crisis, but, you know, maybe you heard your parents talk about it, or maybe, hey, you couldn't get any ice cream or go out because, hey, you know, your dad lost your job. Well, guess what? This is a cyclical pattern. It happens. It's been happening for as longer than this country's been in existence. There's financial downturns. The key is to be prepared, and most people aren't prepared. They think that things are going to be great forever, and then they get taken by surprise. So this is an opportunity for you to be able to weather that. There are certain people who are not going to be influenced by that because they're prepared. Now, I know I went along on that, but I'm thinking that we're pretty close to some type of a top. Um, I'm not a gloom and doom guy, but I like being prepared. Having a parachute and being close to the exit is a lot better than waiting for the thing to crash. But also, do you feel trapped and stuck and frustrated with your current 9 to 5 job? Or, you want to create a better lifestyle for your family. Maybe you have a business that, hey, no one, forget the 9 to 5 job. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And now you devote 50, 60 hours to your job or your business, and your business has become a job. In fact, you're no longer a business owner. The business owns you. And all the time and things that you are coming for, all the benefits of business ownership, freedom, flexibility, being your own boss, you no longer have that, anymore. Okay, so what's next? So what's the real problem? What is the real problem? And the real problem happens to be that you don't know the 4 pillars. Okay, now the 4 pillars are, it's not weighing those things that I talked about. And if this is how you feel, I've got news for you, because those aren't the real problem. The real problem is you don't know the 4 pillars for generating on-demand trading profits day in and day out, week in and week out. I'm going to tell you exactly what they are in just a moment. Okay? So, and once you know those things, you're going to be financially free. And you're going to make this switch. The switch is you'll earn unlimited income from behind a laptop screen from anywhere in the world. I mean, you saw me on a boat in Jamaica. We chartered the boat, we had a party, we went snorkeling. It was great to do that. We went down to the Bahamas and we stayed at the Atlantis, and we had a great time going down the slides and going through the trails and going by the beach. I just love the beach. Anything but beachy, I'm there, guys. Whether it's California, whether it's Bahamas, whether it's Jamaica, I love the beach. Or Florida, I love the beach. So that's my idea of living the life, living the buena vida, right? So we're going to teach you how to make money anywhere in the world, unlimited income. You have the peace of mind that you're financially secure and independent, that you don't have to answer to a boss or some guy telling you, hey, you're not doing your quota and you're out. You get up in the morning, turn on your laptop. Imagine this: you're going to turn on your laptop, you're going to look at the screen, you're going to look implement the 4 pillars, and you're going to be able to pull money out on demand. Close your laptop up and go back to sleep. Right? That's or go get a cup of coffee, or go for a walk, go to the gym, and spend as much time at the gym as you want. Do whatever the F you want. Okay? That's what it's all about, guys. So you'll be able to design the lifestyle of your dreams and your family instead of building the pyramid, building the lifestyle for other people who don't give a darn about you. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. You're expendable. If you're in the way, they'll let you go. If you're not working hard enough, they'll crack the whip, or they'll pull levers or dangle carrots in front of you to make you work harder. So it's a form of slavery, guys. It's slavery 2.0. And so you need to find a way out of it, and this is a great way to help you do that. And guess what? It's an equal opportunity employer. It doesn't care what color you are either. Okay, so you're probably saying, well, who am I and what am I all about and why am I teaching this? And I want to tell you, my name's Greg McLeod, and I'm a professional trader and the creator of the Forex Cash Machine trading system. I'm a 23-year trading veteran and mentor to thousands of students in the art of profitable trading through the EliteTradersUniversity.com. Now, I'm a former trading analyst, trading coach for one of the largest retail Forex companies, a little company called Forex Capital Markets. And I analyze charts, I've coached people, I've trained, my work is still published on Daily FX. You can still type in Greg McLeod on Daily FX. You can still find out that my articles are still being used some 4 or 5 years after I've even worked there. But I've been featured on CBS News, Fox, NBC, and ABC, and my mission is to help 1,000 traders become financially free in 30 months or less. That's my legacy, being able to become a millionaire maker. Not become a millionaire maker. I've already made 5 millionaires already in the short time that we've been helping traders reach financial success. And you could be the next one. So that's when, being able, I was a teacher trading time for dollars a while ago, straight out of college. wanted to change the world and help kids out of poverty. I started working in South Central LA at the Markham Middle School in Watts, right by the Watts Towers, and right in the heart of the Crips and Bloods, the birthplace, the Jordan Downs, Nickerson Gardens. That was the housing projects that fed the largest housing projects in the United States, fed into Markham Middle School and Jordan High School and Locke High School. And that was part of that. We were part of that complex, and that's where the school was divided in half. Kids were, getting beat up if they wore red. If they wore blue, they got beat up. So it was just a really not. But I thought I could make a big change there. But the kids were paying more attention to drug dealers than to me, and I wanted to find a way of helping them. And they weren't really listening to what I had to say. But going back to about myself, I was looking at my daughter, looking at my wife, and I said, look at this paycheck. I'm not going to help anybody. I'm not going to be able to help those kids. I'm not even going to be able to help myself. So I started investing in business opportunities like Amway and Melaleuca. These are these network marketing companies. I quickly found out all the money went to the people at the top of the pyramid, right? That's why it's called the pyramid, right? So I was left fighting for all the scraps, and I said, no, there must be a better way. So I said, at least I'm good at teaching. I started a tutoring service, but I was spending so much time with students and that I wasn't spending time with my family. I was just trading time for dollars, and that we know is not a great way of making money. And so, I was desperate at this point. I was looking for anything that could help me, just break out of this grind. I was on this treadmill. I wasn't going anywhere. I had hopes and dreams. I graduated from UCLA. I had this, dream of helping people, helping myself, and just doing great things, and it was very limiting. But what happened was I turned to God in the Bible for help. And as fate would have it, I landed on a chapter, Matthew 25 and 16, a scripture known as the parable of the talent. Now, talent is not America's most got talent or anything like that. A talent in the Bible meant 100 pounds was a unit of measurement equal to about 100 pounds of gold. So that's a lot of gold, right? So anyway, the story in the Bible talked about this guy that was a rich guy. He gave 5 talents to this guy, and another 2 talents to another guy. Another guy got 1 talent, and so basically they did all kinds of things, activities. But the guy that had 5, he traded, and the word traded was in the Bible. And I go, traded? He had 5, he made 5 more. The guy had 2, he made 2 more. The guy with 1, well, he got no talent, right? We buried his in the ground or something like that, and he didn't make any money. But anyway, I was like, the word traded, and I go, I've heard this word, and this is circa 1993 or so. So there wasn't like CNBC and on TV and stuff like that. It wasn't widespread. Day trading and all that stuff wasn't, this was before the big .com thing. So this was all very new. So, there was no internet at the time. So it was like, go to the library, right? So I just went ahead and started doing more and more research, became curious about trading. I saw a commercial. I did find a commercial on trading futures and buying soybean options. So you can buy and sell anything you can buy and sell and trade. Soybeans, gold, oil, silver, you can trade those things. And I happened to come across something about soybeans. So I borrowed $1,000 from my mom, and I turned into $3,000 in my very first trade. And I thought I was a genius, guys. I go, hey, this is it. Holy grail. We've done it, can you believe it? You take I'm an English major out of UCLA, take $1,000, make $3,000. Well, guess what? If I had 10,000, I can make 30,000. And if I had 100,000, it could turn into 300,000. So then I had the reality set in, and I had a series of losing trades, and I wiped out my account. Sound familiar? And but I was intrigued. I got the bug, guys. What's important was, I was able to I could actually see what the market could do, and so I became a believer. When I saw it, I believed it. When it happened to me, and now I do that all the time. And my students do it all the time. It's really quite easy to do 100%. And yes, people do 900, all kinds of crazy percentages that I'll show you later on. But But what got me intrigued and got me on this journey, and I wanted to master this skill, so I borrowed money and saved money, and I invested in books and courses and programs and workshops. So I was trying desperately to find out. I said somebody should be able to teach this, and I should be able to learn this to do it right. Okay, because I got lucky, but luck is only can take you so far. Okay, maybe you've been lucky too. So that last few $1,000s I invested in Mark Douglas's trading program. Mark Douglas is one of the premier. He was the premier the teacher of trader discipline, and he just recently, not too long, a few years ago, he passed away. But I was able to meet him in person, be able to go to his training, bought his book, read it cover to cover, and but see, what he taught me was to be the power of thoroughly testing and creating a proprietary system, being able to something that I could trust and believe in, that's based on my personality, the way I trade, the way I think, and then trust that system and never second guess it based on any type of emotions. Because when the system gives you a signal, you just take it, right? The light turns red, you stop. You don't say, well, I don't know if I should stop or not. It turns green, you go. So the system is like a light, like a signal light. Green means go, okay. Red means stop, okay, right? As opposed to maybe, like you come to those intersections where they may not have a stop sign, or may not even have a sign there, or no light. It's kind of, I don't know, I should go, you should go, I don't know, and everyone goes, and we have an accident. That's how trading is, unless you have a system. So I was using the system, but this kind of like, creating this kind of a red light, green light kind of system that could keep my emotions out. So in case I said, well, I don't think that will work. Well, guess what? The signal says green. So you hold your nose and you press the button, right? So, after creating and testing this over and over again, 9 months later, we cracked that code, and that was laying the foundations of what we call the Forex cash machine and the 4 pillars. So that was like a light bulb moment. It was a change moment. It made such a difference in my life because I was able to create the life that I've always wanted to create. I got to travel around the world. I got to buy the things I want to buy. I got to spend time with my family in different places around the world, being able to take 5 or sometimes 5. My oldest would come with me, but to take 2 daughters on a trip somewhere, and my wife and myself, airfare and hotels, and I didn't have to worry about the cost, didn't have to worry about the price, didn't have to worry about that. Why? Because I had a Forex cash machine. And so I get to go to sporting events. I love the Raiders. I love the Mavs. I love the beach. And so this is what freedom looks like. Now, freedom may look like something different for you. Imagine yourself doing what you want to do. Imagine your pictures and imagine how you could change your life with an extra $5, $6, $10,000 a month, right? That's what I want to show you. That's what I'm going to show you. Okay? And so it's going to be your turn. No, it's going to be your turn to be able to do this, to put these 4 pillars in your life so you won't have to worry about finances anymore. Yes, these 4 pillars have set myself and my family free. And so now I've come back full circle doing exactly what I wanted to do back when I first started teaching. My mission of helping people out of poverty. That was my idealistic vision that I had back in South as an idealistic English teacher back in South Central. And now I'm actually doing that dream online for people all around the world, not just South Central LA, but in London, in Compton, in New York, in New Jersey, in all these places, in Fort Lauderdale, in Greece. I just got a beautiful lady from Greece that just signed up, and she's just telling me how the poverty in her country, because of the Brexit, they had the financial crisis there that really impacted there. So it's really powerful to see people changing their lives, self-funded missionaries who are making money trading so they can not just hand out a basket when they, a collection plate when they preach, but being able to pull money out of the market and build schools and dig wells and things like that. So that's whole, and it's such a joy not to, having this money for myself is cool. hey, tell me about it. It's cool. I could shut this off. We don't have to. I don't even have to have this video. I don't even have to talk to you guys, you know. But I'm a teacher at heart. I started as a teacher. I taught for I taught for 16 years in the public education, and in fact, a lot of my students I'm still in contact with that who they're 30 and 40 years old now too, and it's always a joy to find out what they're doing with their lives. And I live this dream all the time. My dream is always to see people improve and to do better. So it's like I not only have the money because I didn't have the money at the time. I was making like $22,000 as a teacher, and I had half the dream, but now I have the full dream now, and so it's really great that I salute you guys for being online and listening to this story because I believe it's going to help you. So let's go ahead and get into more about what we're going to talk about, and again, you don't have to take my word for it. You can see that I've been featured on Top Trader, uh, and on Daily FX, on Yahoo Finance, and a lot of my articles and things are still being used in the market and helping people because of my forecasting has been impeccable. Okay, so what? So let's look at the house rules and learn more about what we're going to talk about now. And let me explain that. With that being said, the house rules before we dive into this content, first I refuse to pander to anything that resembles or supports a get rich mentality. So if you're looking for some type of do nothing miracle button that will magically make you rich, I'm just sorry to say you will certainly not find that here or anywhere else because there's no such thing. There's going to be hard work, guys. I'm teaching you a skill set. Just like somebody who's a baseball player and they got to practice pitching or practice hitting. My daughter was on the Plano West golf team. She had to hit 1,000 balls a day, to perfect her skill, right? So it is a skill set that requires work. The results and case studies I'm going to be sharing with you aren't typical, okay? I wish every single one of my students did this, but the truth is you're going to be seeing people who are getting these phenomenal results because they put phenomenal action. And these people took massive action on what they learned. So at the end of the day, how much action you take is on you and you only. I'm going to show you the path of how to get there. But if you are good at what you do and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get results for you and your family, then I believe you are really going to enjoy what is going to be shared here today. And we're going to talk about that first pillar. And that first pillar is the golden rule. Now the golden rule is, to be clear, isn't the golden rule that your parents told you about. This actually has the potential to make you a pile of gold if you actually live and swear by it. And I should know because this is the secret foundation of my trading business, my business success, and the things which I do. And it's funny, whenever my friends and family ask me about how I'm able to enjoy such an awesome lifestyle without having a real job, I always start here. And so let me explain what this golden rule is and how it can benefit you. Okay? So it's composed of two parts. The first part is the law of attraction and the law of action. Okay, and we're going to dive deeper into that, so you'll see what each of these two laws that are part of this golden rule, and you're going to learn that law of attraction first. That what you put into the world you attract. Okay, so and then looking at this rule. The modern law of attraction states that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. Now, this is huge, okay? I'm not talking about the woo-woo stuff from The Secret or other personal development books, and I don't believe you can just imagine your dream house or car or lifestyle and it will magically appear, poof, in a few months later. But that being said, there is an overwhelming, undeniable truth behind the message, which is this. What you put into the world, you attract. Your thoughts, feelings, actions are an extension of you. And what you receive in return is a direct outcome of that. And this also applies to trading and business. In fact, when I start working with traders, we work on mindset. And we got rid of the victim mindset. The victim mindset is huge. People think, oh, the market's doing this to me, the market's doing this to me, or this is doing this to me, or a tweet from Trump is doing this to me. And it's not. We must take responsibility and put out a positive feeling that, hey, I have the skills, I have the tools, I'm going to take money out of this market. Okay. I'm going to put out a positive vibration, and whatever shows up, win, lose, or draw, my vibration doesn't change. My emotions and my mindset does not change. Many people are on an emotional roller coaster that, oh, this is happening bad to me, so I feel bad. This is happening good to me, I feel good. And really, in order to succeed in this business or any business, is you cannot allow circumstances to dictate the way you feel. You have to be able to hold on to your attitude, your confidence, and hold on to it no matter what. You have to be like a rock to stand, because those circumstances will attract into your life. So you only want good to attract to you in your life. So if you have bad things or negative things appearing, you can't stoop down into that pity party, or you'll attract more of it. If you feel bad about it, then you'll attract more bad. If you attract more bad, then more bad happens, and you feel more sad. And then it creates this attraction. It's like a magnet. It's like, gee, why is this stuff keep following me? It's like the Roadrunner or Wile E. Coyote swallowed the magnet, and all these nails are following him. Why are these nails following me? You swallow the magnet, right? So I would rather attract good things. So in the face of challenges, and it's hard to do, having this positive attitude, and that's where the trust in the system will supersede any negative thing that happens in the market that allows you to attract these positive things, right? So that's very key. And a lot of people, there's a buy-in for being negative or being sarcastic, and it's kind of funny, right? Ha, he's sarcastic, ha. But that ha is going to cost you money. So it's important to keep a positive and sunny attitude when you go into this, because you'll attract what you think about. Okay. So, so that law of attraction, this changed everything for me. I can say that with zero exaggeration or embellishment. When I first started trading, I was all over the place. One day I would stick to my strategy, and the next day I would give it all back with emotions, or try something different, or get really mad at the computer and start smashing things. It just, a roller coaster. It was only after I was consistently implementing the system that I started consecutive trade streaks. It was only after I decisively locked in trades without hesitation that I multiplied my daily earnings and profits. It was only after I paid immediately to secure favorable positions that I take advantage of profit-taking opportunities. It was only after I invested in myself by spending months studying, analyzing, researching, testing, and tweaking that my trades start yielding high returns. And it wasn't until I invested in a mentor that all this came together, right? So when you're doing this law, we must take action that supports our deepest dreams and desires. We have to really act as a mirror and look at ourselves and examine ourselves. Are the actions we are doing supporting our deepest dreams and desires? I love Instagram and Facebook like anybody else, but looking at someone else's life, does that support my deepest dreams and desires? My deepest dreams and desire was to help people. So unless I was doing actions to do that, I wouldn't be doing that. So it's very important that you examine what you're doing and say, am I doing the things necessary? If you want to be a billionaire or a millionaire, am I doing what is necessary to be a millionaire? And you might want to ask yourself, what are the things I need to do to be a millionaire or to make six figures a year or a month? What are those steps? What am I doing? And are my actions lining up with my goals? Okay, so that is a very important thing, right? In fact, sitting around wishful thinking doesn't work. We must take actions that support our deepest dreams and desires. And let's take a look at the law of action. Newton said, an object in motion will stay in motion, and your goals will not find you. You must show up and take action to reach your goals. And most people still get this wrong. They put the wrong thing into action and are yet to reach their goals. So how do we constantly get results and reach our goals? Let me tell you a story about my student Rodney. And you see Rodney in the picture here. He is an owner of an HVAC company, and when he started learning my pillars, he was confused and he was overwhelmed, and that was perfectly natural. When you're starting with trading, everyone starts to feel that way. So don't beat up on yourself if you feel like that, overwhelmed, because anytime you start anything new, a new job, you start learning how to drive a car, think about the overwhelm that you felt. But, well, if you're overwhelmed to a point, you stop taking action because you become paralyzed by fear. Should I take this trade, or should I take this investment? Should I even listen to this video? Should I even take action on anything? Because I remember last time I did this, it didn't work. Or I did this before and I got burned. Or I did this before and they took advantage of me. I'm not going to do that again. So if we start shutting ourselves down because of fear, because of past experiences, then we don't take action on anything. So someone could say, look, I got $1 billion right here in this box. All you got to do is pick it up and open it up. And you say, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm not taking any action, because any action, I get burned. So therefore, I'm not going to do it. So what happens, you're going to have opportunities coming at you, licking their, like a dog, sitting in your lap and licking their face and like going, I don't believe this is a dog. I don't want this dog. I don't care how friendly it is. Get away from me. I don't like this $1 million. I don't like paper. Get away from me. So you start shutting yourself down from your good, and you're doing it on a subconscious level because you don't know that you're shutting yourself off from your good because you've been burned before. You've been taken advantage of before. So you stop. And then when you start trading, a perfect setup comes and you don't take it because you suspect it and you're skeptical. Now, look at your life. Are you skeptical of a lot of different things? Beautiful girl comes into your life. Oh, she could be a gold digger. Oh, maybe she just wants something. And then you shut off from a good experience that you could have had because of a past memory, right? Or for the ladies, that guy, he's coming up to you and he's trying to get your name, trying to get your number, trying to get your digits, but you say, well, he reminds me of my ex and this and this and this and this, and so you bring all this baggage and then you don't take action. So therefore, you're denied happiness because you have not taken action, and that all that will come into your trading. Good trades come, perfect opportunities, you miss them because you suspect. And so with Rod, we had to do the same thing. We'd say, look, we're going to help you lock in trades faster and how to take action, right? So when we cut the noise and the fear, the self-doubt, and we had him focus on those 4 pillars and taking consistent action no matter what. And with the Forex cash machine system, he was able to make 1,747%. And he went on to lock in over 4,312% for the remainder of the year. And so this is a testament of the law of action. And those are his actual results. So it's powerful that he was able to do that once we made that subtle shift with just one pillar, the golden rule. Okay. Now, in fact, he writes, I was sitting here eating lunch and thinking about my Forex journey. Of course, it took me a number of years learning what I could basically on my own with limited resources and available courses. Thanks to your Elite Traders University, I had my best year with over 1,800% for the 8 months I traded live. This gives me a grand total of profit of 4,312%. That's what I live for. That's what I love to hear from my students. And this is just the first pillar. Just think of what the second pillar is going to do for you. When I actually reveal the system and how it actually works, the underpinnings, the thing that makes the money, I'm going to show you right now. I know you've been waiting for this, but this is pillar 2, the Forex cash machine system. And this is what it's a labor of love. It's a result of working with Mark Douglas and working with a lot of mentors over time, and working at one of the largest banks in the world and working at one of the largest brokerages in the world, being able to come up with this that I can present to you and reveal to the public. So let's dive into it. Now, what I'm about to reveal is the exact systems that allow me to lock in trading profits on demand. And that is like so cool. Do you think it's cool to make money on demand? It even sounds funny. Think about it. We say videos on demand, right? I mean, that's when Netflix is so popular. You can click a button and you know and movies come out, right? But money on demand or cash on demand, that is something else, right? So that's what we're gonna do is explain that to you, going deeper into that, so you can enjoy that lifestyle and income I never would have imagined possible. It's just a tremendous amount of money. I mean, I go online and make a video and I show it. I go, look, this is what I did today. And people can't believe it. But the big guys do it all the time. I met a guy who was a analyst over at Daily FX, and he's over at Pepperstone now, Boris Schlossberg, and we're at the latrine, right? He's like, yeah, I really admire his work, Boris Schlossberg, great trader, and he's like, yeah, my girlfriend, she's a trader at a bank, and they don't really, all they do is they press the button. They have a system. They press the button to make money. It's really mechanical. It's not fun. It's not technical. It's very just matter of fact. They just make money and press the button. It's like, oh, well, that sounds kind of cool. I don't necessarily want to struggle. And, Bill Gates once said that if you want to you want to get something done really well, find a lazy person to do it, because they're not going to put extra steps in. And so guess what? I'm that person that Bill Gates would be looking for. So this is completely different than a lot of the different signals and robots and things that you've seen. This is a proprietary system that I built from the ground up, and you're not going to find my ebooks or anything like that, because it's reserved for the people that I want to help, and that's you guys. So very, very cool. Let's go further into it. Okay. Now, I spent 23 years, a long time, using this insider strategies that I uncovered while working at these institutions. And I was a Wall Street insider. I worked for a Wall Street firm. They were on Wall Street, and I'm a Wall Street insider. And many of you have seen my material online on videos, and maybe even participated in some of my live trading seminars back in the day. That made like tens of millions of dollars for the brokerage, because it demonstrated my trading ability, but also demonstrated their trading platform. So it was like an infomercial for the trading platform, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and just without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into the three parts of the Forex cash machine system, and those are price action, price reaction, and profit taking. Okay, sounds pretty simple. You got this, guys. 3 steps, you got this, right? So first of all, let's talk about price action. We're going to identify the big moves, okay? We're going to look for the big pulse moves in the market, because that's going to give us the indication of where to start looking for profit-making opportunities. And it doesn't mean we're not going to actually maybe not catch the exact point where these big moves start, but there's going to be so much top in what's left over, the crumbs off the master's table, as you would say, right? So we want to identify those big moves in the market. Now, I have a special tool, top secret thing that I used for years. Try to get the brokerage to have it, but they didn't want the people to have access to it, so they discontinued it. So, but let me show you. I was able to program it and have it created, and it's called my Forex Heatmap. And so I use my Forex Heatmap to identify which of 28 different currency pairs, stock indices, gold, silver, are actually moving. And there's 71 instruments altogether, 28 currency pairs. Now, these tiles move up and down to reflect strength and weakness. And very simply, green means strong price up action, and red means strong price action down. And the gray or black area is sideways or flat movement. So it's been my profit weapon, my secret weapon, for over 10 years. And you'll be able to have access to that, okay? And so it's very cool indeed. And in fact, the heat map is important because it saves traders time. Remember, you don't want to sit in front of the computer forever. You want to be able to see what's moving. And if you're going through all these different charts, you can get very confused. If you know anything about trading, every currency and every stock has its own chart. And so you can analyze the whole market in just one screen. Green up, red down, and the darker colors in the sideways action. Okay, so you don't have to scan 72 individual charts one by one. With the heat map, you can monitor the pulse of the market in one easy to use visual, the entire market. So traders can spot which financial instruments are moving, what's popping, what's hopping, what's dropping, and what's not, guys. And only the trade, and you only want to trade the ones that are showing activity and strength, right? Without picking something that isn't moving and is stuck. So big, fast moving financial instruments are stretching that price rubber band and they snap back. And that's what the Forex cash machine takes advantage of. Though the strategy is used for Forex market, it can be used for any other market that's displayed on the heat map, including stocks, commodities, indices, and bonds. Okay, and I want to show you that it's easy. It's I have a busy mother from Germany named Svetlana. She's been trading for over 8 years. She went from being wiped out and she actually turned her trading around with this secret weapon and the 4 pillars. So again, the heat map saves time. I mean, you don't have to scan those 72 individual charts, right? And you don't have to be stuck, right? You can actually be in control of when you want to go in front of the market, right? So again, she had a series of losses over 8 years. She was unsure about which strategy to adopt. I gave her the Forex heat map and the Forex cash machine system and advised her on how to use both. She immediately returned to profitability within a month. And this is a remarkable story. How they, right now she's in Thailand right now on a vacation with her husband and her child. So she says, sorry, my active live account is 49.7% in profit, and attaches the report. And she gave me her trading report. And she said, I must say, understanding the opening range market and adding my Forex heat map, she was able to do very well. Okay. She says, my trading has really improved from the day I started using my Forex heat map, because choosing the right pair to trade was my biggest problem. Okay. So we solved that problem for her. She was able to use the system and she became profitable. Okay. So again, results are not typical, but this is what she did, and I congratulate her on doing that. And she has a business on the side that she's going to be able to walk away from, and she has 2 young children, and she was able to do all this. So very impressed by what she's able to do. But so what is this price reaction? This rubber band effect is what we want to focus on. The stronger the move, the bigger the reversal. I say like the gyno, the taller they are, the harder they fall. Well, that's like that in trading too. The bigger the move, the stronger, bigger the move, the bigger the reversal. So price acts like a rubber band. When it stretches too far in one direction, boom! That's the action. But then boom, it has a reaction. It pulls back. So we want to enter the trade in the direction of the reaction. Okay. We place a bet that the price will reverse back to the starting point, to the start of the action. This gives us our profit. And we don't care what direction the market is moving, just as long as it moves and begins to reverse. That's what that rubber band effect is. Now, a famous trader by the name of Paul Tudor Jones wrote, I believe the very best money is made as market turns. Everyone says you get killed trying to pick tops and bottoms, and you make all your money by playing the trend in the middle. The trend is your friend. Well, for 12 years, I have been missing the meat in the middle, but I've made a lot of money at the tops and bottoms. Okay, so this is what a very famous trader said. And that is, the thing about it is he's been doing this for 12 years, and he's probably worth about $5 or $6 billion. So this is one of the most important lessons that I was taught. If it's good enough for a multi-billionaire, it's good enough for me, right? The trend is not your friend, and maybe people have heard it, and there's follow the trend, and even there's something called the turtle traders, and even that they're using a breakout strategy, which it's basically moving from a trend out into a breakout scenario. But that's something else. But while traders at large shout this mantra, the trend is your friend, the trend is your friend, the real truth is the market only trends 20% of the time. Check it out. Check out how often the trend, Google it. You'll find out that it's 20% of the time. The other 80% of the time, the market is bouncing around like a ping pong ball. If you ever played Pong, right, and the ball is like moving back and forth, it's like one of the first video games. It's like tennis. The ball just bounces around. It's like price bouncing back and forth between support and resistance. That's what it does 80% of the time. So only 20% of the time. So would you rather have something that trades 20% of the time or 80% of the time? In fact, we had the Traits of Successful Trader was a report done by FXCM, and it found out that most traders do better when markets are ranging, and they wind up losing, according to their live statistics, when markets start to break out and start trending. Why? So for most traders, the trend is more like this mad depressive bully that beats you up and takes your lunch money, right? and you really don't want that to happen. Now, I'll tell you a story about my student John Miller. John wrote me this email, and he was a young college student at the time. So I met Greg as a college student working for a salary that was not covering the bills, and I was looking at trading Forex to fill the gap. I had blown through a few practice accounts before I ran across Greg's posts and for the active trader platform. Now, you can say, eventually I summoned the courage to put forward my own analysis at these sessions, and Greg coached me through where I had overlooked something. Thanks to the methods and tools I learned from Greg, I not only paid for college in full, but even had enough to buy a condo at 21 and start my own business. The morning of my third year exams, in 15 minutes before I left for the exam, I cleared my head with a little trading. I left for class $10,000 richer for the morning. Can you imagine, before you go to class, make $10,000 and then go to class, right? Not depending on your class to help you make money, you get you a job so you can make money, and you won't make $10,000 in an hour or so. But this is one of my students, and there he is, this John Miller. In fact, he was able to take those compounding, those trading profits, and just did an incredible amount of good. We helped him build a limitless stream of income that has changed his life and the life of his family forever. So I went to his wedding about a few weeks ago, and we went over to the Ritz-Carlton where he had it, and then he started his own B2B travel concierge company called Hello Goodbye, HELLOGBYE. And so he started this company, and I go, how did you fund it? And he says, well, of course, Greg, with Forex profits. He couldn't get any money from the banks, so he basically was his own bank and was able to bankroll his business using his Forex trading and using these 4 pillars I'm sharing with you right now. So that is the next pillar I want to talk to you about. Is being able to take profit. Without being able to take profit, then you don't have a business. You're not trading. You have a hobby. You have a very expensive hobby, or maybe if you're just demo trading, you have a hobby that basically doesn't pay the bills, right? And these are the skills. These 4 pillars are the skills that are gonna help you pay the bills, right? Because we're going to learn profit taking. And in profit taking, timing is everything. You want to know when to take your profits. And I call the queen of profit taking, Dina Aaron. She's a famous opera singer. And she used trading to fund her charitable businesses and her projects. And but she at first felt that there was information being withheld from her from by the trading industry, which is very true. They basically look at Goldman Sachs called retail traders Muppets, and there's been the individual trader is much maligned by the industry being taken advantage of. So she enrolled not only herself but her whole trading team. She had a group of traders she was working with, and they weren't having any success. They were using another system something about trapping somebody's finger. Anyway, but we offered her a game plan for consistent daily profits. And so she went from just 20 pips a day to making over 600 pips a day. And so that is in fact, she says, we went on from our company goal of 20 pips per day per trader to producing 600 pips per day per trader. And his program has transformed our trading every aspect. And so that's what it's all about, guys. It's about magnifying. Once you find the setup and you see where institutions are coming into play with this system, you're able to magnify your gains. Because profit taking, you can learn a system, but if you don't learn the art of profit taking, you're up a creek without a paddle, right? And so she continues to write in our chat room. She was making 6%, between 6 and 6% gain, 5.6%, and so she has traded EA, which is a Euro Aussie, Euro Pound, Euro Canada, and she had 2 goals that she was working on this week to help her percentages, and she's going to be using price alerts. But it's powerful that someone is able. I mean, you can't get 6% at a bank unless you're in New Zealand or Australia. But in the U.S., try to get 6% in a day. That would be pretty hard to do, right? So the thing that I want to talk about is when we talk about profit taking, this is the part I wanted to get you to. Seeing is believing. And you can watch slides, and you can say, well, he's photoshopped this and made these people up and blah 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 blah. But when you actually see it, and if you see it in a video, maybe seeing is believing, right? And in here in this video, you're gonna watch how I pull out $1,000 from the market in less than 60 seconds. So let me go ahead, without further ado, let you see me. I'm trading the euro. And we just had a big move down, and now we're getting that snap back, and I'm going to play it from there. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? This is Greg McLeod from the Forex Cash Machine, and I'm just scalping the euro here and responding to some of my online friends there, like Kevin there out there. Big shout out to him. And so we can see that we just entered some trades just a few minutes ago. 2140 makes about 940. It's about 10 right now. So about $232 right there. And we're closing in our limit. This is the euro versus US dollar. It's a 1-hour chart. And we can see that we have price moving up and then moving sideways and a breakout above this triangle. And then so we're looking for this target here to be hit, but we can also take profit ahead of time. So we're up about almost $1,089 or so, and we can go ahead and click that out, and it's pretty instant. We just click it, and then we have some profit already in the bag there. Let's see, make sure we can see the deal map. Okay, we can expand that out. Maybe even go to a lower time frame chart, maybe a 5-minute chart. You can see that we got long there. We took profit there at that line, and then we have another one we can probably take profit there. Click that out and go ahead and take another $232 or so. We also go ahead and do it again, like let's take it again, $232 again. Boom. And we got this one that we got in earlier at a better price, and it could make us about $352 to close that out right there. Boom. Okay. So we went ahead and took that out. So what we can do is we can go ahead and look at our history and go for today, and then see what we did for today. You can see we made $1,000, $1,079.64 that we made today. So that's how the pip and run method works. Get in, get out, and get out fast. Some of these trades took less than a few minutes. They're 21, they're 22, so probably about 20 minutes or so to make $1,000. Maybe you can do that, maybe you can't. If you can't do that, congratulations. But if you can't and you want to find out more, go ahead and click the link down below. Okay, and that's what brought you to us right here. And in the end, in fact, I did another trade just a few minutes later, and made another $340. So bring about $1,352.03. Okay, so all that happened on July 11th, 2019. Okay, so you saw me close out the trade. You saw me trading the euro, and you can see the time in and time out. You can see 2140 to 2212. That is about 40 minutes there. So less than 2 hours of hard work. I'm working smart, not hard, guys, and that's what it's all about. It's about when you have a system, you can make this. I can make a video on demand on will and just show you how I make money. Now, if you do, a little bit of a calculation, if you make $352 in 2 hours and you worked 5 days a week, let's kind of like see what that would look like. 1352, 2 hours a day times 5 days a week, 6,760 a week, times 4 weeks in a month, $27,040 for the month. Now do that for 12 months, and it's about $324,480. That's not bad. And if you did it for a few years, did that for 10 years, you made $3,244. So you can see how the power of compounding is what is driving this, because you can make consistent gains because you have a system, right? And in fact, if you just work just a little bit, just multiplying this out, just for a couple of months, $65,584 that I was able to do in other accounts. Okay, and that leads us to our next pillar, pillar 3, which is the power of compound interest. Okay, now I showed you some examples. I showed you how I took a trade. People say, "Oh, you can't do that. No one can ever do that." And I showed you that. Seeing is believing. Okay, so now you see it, and now you understand it, how it can be done. Now let's talk about the power of compound interest. Okay. Now it's one of the when you discover this, it's going to really set you free. Now, one objection I hear a lot from my students is I don't have enough time or money to trade. They start off with small accounts, or they don't have enough time. And you saw that I basically made $1,300 in just a couple of hours. Okay, and if you don't have 2 hours to make $1,300, then hey, you have other problems which I can't help you with on this broadcast, right? But anyway, let's even if you're just starting out and doing this as a side hustle, okay, Greg, I don't want to be a professional trader. I have other things to do. I have a record I want to produce. I want to travel the world. I want to help children in Africa. I want to I want to drive sports cars. I want to fly an airplane. I don't want to sit in front of the computer. But you can use small windows of time to use this compound interest, right? This shift that you learn about compound interest can change your financial destiny in little as 18 to 30 months. See, the power of compounding, regular and consistent gains on a small account can quickly compound into 6 and 7 figures very quickly. It's just math. Maybe you guys didn't do well in math. He's like, hey, I became an English major, not a math major. But you don't have to be a math major to really to understand that. In fact, with just 52 trades, you can create $1 million from a $10,000 account if you can just get 10% return per trade, whether it's 10% per trade or 10% per week. All you need is 52 of them, to make a large amount of money, right? So in fact, you can look at this table and you can see just taking a small account and compounding these profits, you can see that over years it can become, again, this is a hypothetical projection, $163,132,611.70 after 5 years, right? And in fact, a guy that's kind of a bright guy named Albert Einstein, he talked about this this big shift, this pillar, the power of compound interest. It says compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Okay. So that is, you know, that's a powerful concept that once you get your head around that you can scale accounts from from what we call small, and it all depends what small means to you. You know, maybe $10,000 is small, maybe $100,000 is small, maybe $5,000 is small, or maybe $100 is small. It doesn't really matter. It just shows that you can, if you start at a certain level, you can reach another level. Okay, like my client Andre K. So and you can see that, Andre started trading based on YouTube videos. He quickly became overwhelmed, over, when he hopped from strategy to strategy. And, YouTube has a wealth of information, but it's just like a whole bunch of stuff. Libraries have a lot of information too, but you don't find any rich librarians. Okay, but implementation and execution of information or knowledge applied is what makes you money or creates success or creates lifestyle. Is not information itself. Many of you have collected lots of hard drive full of ebooks and videos and all kinds of information, but application is what will make you the money. And so but going back to Andre, he became frustrated at the ups and downs and celebrating 1 minute and complaining the next, right? So instead of going for that rare whale trade, we helped him lock in small, repeatable, and consistent gains. And you can see that this is what he did back then. He locked over $3,000 in 24 hours. So he did better than what I showed you. He was able to do this. And he scaled that even further. He kept compiling it and then compounding it till his account topped over $8.9 million. In fact, he said, I have you to thank, Greg. You really made my transfer from stock market to the Forex market a smooth ride. And he wasn't a really good stock trader either. So he made more profit in April than he's ever made in his entire life. And, so that is just an incredible testimony. He used the power of compounding. This former database manager from Oracle was able to scale his account to over $8.9 million. He has the freedom and flexibility to buy real estate, build multiple IT firms in Sweden. He got a bigger chalet. His life didn't change a whole lot, but he has ultimate freedom, guys. He can call the shots and work when he wants, whenever he wants. He's a big baller shot caller. Nobody can tell him when to wake up or when to do anything, By scaling up his trading, he trades less and has the means to diversify into multiple income streams. Compounding is a way to turn a job trading into a lifestyle of freedom. Extra money to invest in real estate, businesses, stocks, bonds, precious metals, art. Move from just income to building generational wealth. And having Andre as one of my top students is one of my great prides of being a millionaire maker. That's what I wanted to be known as and known by. And, he's a great guy. From 800 euros to $8 million, 8.9 million. Just an incredible story and a true story. Now the fourth pillar, he wouldn't be able to do this unless he invested in a coach, and that's the fourth pillar. Okay, I had to seek help, and everybody who's anybody seeks help. Tony Robbins even says, find someone who's successful and duplicate what they do and mimic them, right? And in fact, because we're trying to transform, we're trying to move from where we are to where you want to be. Because who you are right now is what you have right now. And if you're not happy with what you have, there has to be a transformation. Transformation within ourselves is kind of hard to do because you keep trying to do different things and it doesn't work. So what we do is, we want to, first of all, have a step-by-step framework, and then you want to have world-class, you want to have this world-class system for actually creating this wealth. Okay, being able to continue your progress. So this is what I call the triangle of transformation. It separates winners from losers. If you don't have these three things, your chances of success are very small because you're not here for information, but transformation. And that requires all three of these things. So the question is, do you have someone help you win? And if you're missing any of these things, you need people to work with you. the step-by-step framework, the world-class support, and the mindset and performance. It's not just handing you a system and say, here you go. There has to be an internal a move, a change, right? That will move you on. You know, I mean, I had to do it. I mean, I had to find help. I sought help from Mark Douglas, a master trader in trade discipline. He's a late, he recently passed away. Uh, you know, that was one of the things that motivated me to help people, not just sit on this information myself, but be able to help people like he helped me. And my trade was in shambles, and he picked me up and encouraged me to build my system and test it over and over again until I got the results that I wanted. Then he told me to take myself out of trading and just trust the system. Now, by following the system I created, I traded with more consistency, confidence, more money, and less stress. It kept me from sabotaging myself. Now, though he has passed away, I continue his memory alive, and each and every person I help and obtain financial freedom and income security rather than social insecurity. So what's next? What lies for you is next. It's not that I want you to choose me. All right. So I'm not saying it has to be me, but you better work with somebody. So this brings us to the question. Okay. How can you tell the real coaches from the bad? Because again, we talked about how there's so many people out there that are just making overhyped claims as recycled information, and that's not great, okay? And they're not showing you how to implement this stuff, right? They don't know how to implement it themselves. They just recycle it, post it, and sell it to you. So here's some questions to ask. Do they understand you at a deep fundamental level? Can they relate to your hidden emotions and desires? Are they able to describe your pain, your struggles, and desires in a way that instantly connects you with them? Or does it feel like they're gotten inside your head and know exactly what's really going on? Is this person getting results? If that person is not really getting results, there's no point in working with them. And number 3, but here's a more important question. Are their clients getting the kinds of results that you want? And can you see yourself in their clients? Do they seem relatable and not all that different from you? Do you feel like if they can do it, then you can do it too? And 4, finally, do they have a proven step-by-step framework that not only takes you from A to Z, but also for one-on-one mentoring and support as you need it? Obstacles and challenges will inevitably rear their ugly heads along your journey. Monsters appear, guys. It doesn't happen. Success is not this straight line journey. It's usually kind of this crooked line taking you through all this stuff, right? All this crap. And, you gotta have somebody to be able to pick you up and say, hey, look, slap you in the head. Like wake up, come on, you can do this, You need a cheerleader, someone that's going to support you, and are they able to navigate and overcome these obstacles in the shortest time possible? Have they seen their other clients face similar sticking points? I mean, if they've seen the similar things, then guess what? And have they experienced those things themselves? They can overcome them a lot faster. They can push through instead of wasting precious time being lost, guys. Now, this is what other guys have said about me. My other clients. For Terrence Green, Dr. Terrence Green over at the UT Austin, he says, for me, the best measure of success and great coaching is my trading account. Seeing is believing, guys. And Greg helped me do that. In addition, Greg's passion, knowledge, energy, and drive to make successful FX traders is remarkable and second to none. And that's true. I'm looking for case studies because the best advertisement are the word of mouth from other students and the satisfaction of them being able to change their lives and to make more money. Whether they make more money than me or anybody else is not the point. Whatever personal success they want to achieve, whether it's an extra $10,000, extra $100,000, extra $1 million a month or per year, or however where their dreams are, I'm there to support them. Even Andre K, he writes back, he says, hey, 1,000 pips this week, maestro. See you around, right? Rod Cox, 58 closed trades, 5,257 pips, just a monster. just a trading beast. Now, there is more to this. There's more. I have hundreds of testimonies that come in all the time. If I were to print all of them up, and I would, we would go a lot longer than what we're going on right now. But Terrence had lost 50% of his account when he first met me. Okay, so maybe you've never traded before, or maybe you've traded and lost money, and maybe you're burned. It's not too late. You know, this is what Terrence says. I lost 50% of my trading account, but after several coaching sessions with Greg, I was able to make 17% and 21% returns on my trading account during the subsequent months. For me, that's the best measure of success, and great coaching is growing my trading account, and Greg helped me to do that. So that is, that's what I live for. That's why I just love finding those results for my students like that and being able to see them. They're not just students. They're not just a number. They're not just a customer or client. They're a friend. Because I can tweet out that I'm going to be in any part of the country, and usually someone says, "Hey, Greg, come over here and let's go out to dinner or something like that, or let's go watch a movie or something." So it's pretty cool to have friends that you help make money for, and I really enjoy that. And you can see that I enjoy it. It's my mission, and but ultimately it comes down to you, right? You have a choice, right, of either take everything that I've talked about you with, in this training, and let it go in 1 year and out the other, right? That's one thing you can do. I don't advise you doing that. Or you can keep worrying if you are able to retire and create precious memories of your family and loved ones. Or you can remain stuck where you are, frustrated in a 9-to-5 job that undervalues your worth. You know you're worth a lot more. You know you don't deserve what you're getting, but no one else is going to give it to you. Or you can struggle with your self-confidence and be held back from maximizing your performance and your potential. Or if you want to escape the rat race and earn an incredible income from anywhere in the world with a Wi-Fi connection, a cell phone, or a laptop, while enjoying more time with your family and friends and doing things you love, then here's what I have for you. Okay? Now you're going to get the opportunity to see how we can help. Okay? My team and I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally. How are you going to apply the 4 pillars and get a game plan, guys, to apply this to your trading, to your business, and start locking in profits today? Okay. Now this is absolutely free. Now whatever your biggest challenges are, we've seen it before and know how to overcome it. Okay. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've coached a lot of people. I coached thousands of people when I worked for Daily FX and FXCM, and literally hundreds of people in the Elite Traders University. So on this session we're going to give you the step-by-step game plan for setting you financially free, right? And how to implement this and get the results you want, right? And what's the cost of this? It's absolutely free, right? And you're probably saying, well, gee, what's the catch, right? And there is none, right? Like, why are you giving away free calls, Greg? Well, then there is no catch. This really is free. But if you're asking why are we doing it, then we know that once we get on the phone with the right people, we talk for 60 minutes and come up with a really cool plan to grow your business, you may want our help to make it happen. And if you do, then that's perfect, because if you're a fit and you're the kind of person that we can work with, we can talk about that. And if we're a fit, if we're not a fit, then hey, it's okay, because we'll talk about how we can help you first. And if it's a fit, if it makes sense, and here's the thing, look, most people are not a fit for this. So if you're not a fit, we won't even talk about what we have to offer, and you can go on your merry way. And you can go and implement this thing solo. You can take all this information, those great information, and apply it to your own trading. And maybe you do well, maybe you don't. Okay. But if you are fit and it makes sense, and we really think we can add value to your mission, if we are 100% believing that we can help you achieve financial freedom, through Forex trading, then hey, we're going to say, hey, look, let's work together. Let's make this happen. And then you will invest in us. And we'll invest our time in you to put the 4 pillars into place to help you on the path to implement this plan. So you won't be alone, that you'll have someone with you to hold your hand every step of the way. But it starts with a call. And look, I'd love to have given you everything you need from this one presentation. The truth is, it's not possible without pulling back the curtain on your specific situation. It needs to be customized to fit your needs, your business. When we understand every person, every business is different. There's no one size that fits all gimmick here. Okay, so that's what we have to offer, right? It's free. If you pass it up, but what we're looking for is people that must be coachable. They have to be willing to see things another way and take ownership of their actions and their choices. So if you're married to the way you used to do things, we can't help you, right? You have to be coachable, and you must be 100% committed. This has to be top priority in your life. Now, trading can change your life. You already know that. You've seen stories, you've heard about people, you've seen the results and how people have transformed their lives, and you went in on it too. And so this is a priority in your life. And if this is a priority right now, then this is who this opportunity is for. It's not for, well, maybe I think it's a great idea, because confidentially, it is not. If you don't have the big motivation, the big why to do it, if your why is not big enough, it ain't going to happen. I don't care how great our system is, or how great our support is, or how great that call that we'll have, that free call that we're going to have together is. If you are not 100% committed, it won't work, right? If you're 100% committed, then you're going to have results like virtually all the other students that have gone through our program. But you must be ethical and not looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. This requires discipline, focus, and patience, right? And you probably said, well, Greg, why are you giving away free coaching calls to people? I mean, come on now. What's going on here, right? And I'm doing this because I have a mission to help 1,000 traders become financially free in 30 months or less. And this goes back to my core values as a teacher. What I wanted to do at the very beginning, when I first got into teaching, back when I was, 23 years old, a long time ago, was to help people financially empower themselves. Because people who are financially empowered can buy things for their children. They can put them in schools that without having to lie on scandals and things like that. But they have a shot at having the American dream, or having that American dream. It's not an American dream. It's a dream that every person in this world deserves to have the opportunity to live where they want to live, to own the home they want to own, to have a family, or to travel, or to buy the things they want, and to live unmolested and to live free, guys. Whether you're in Africa, or you're in Asia, if you're in China, if you're in Mexico, or Poland, or Russia, or United States, or Kansas, it doesn't really matter, guys. Everybody wants the same thing, right? To some degree, some varying things. But now my goal is not just to help South Central, but also the South Centrals of this world, which are quite a few. So, and you can be part of that. That's my mission. But that's the next step is for you guys. So all right. So anyway, I've gone a long time, guys. I really apologize. If you're still watching this now, it's because you're at least somewhat of an interest in applying the 4 pillars and using them to achieve financial freedom. So here's what I want you to do. Click on that big button right under this video and book your free 45-minute breakthrough session right now. Now, I promise it's going to be one of the best decisions you'll ever make this year when it comes to earning more income. Even if you're starting out just part-time, there's zero risk, not little risk, zero risk or cost involved, and you have absolutely nothing to lose. We only open up a few slots each week, and they go super fast. They go like hotcakes, guys. So we can't guarantee there aren't going to be any openings right now if you waited this long. But what I would like you to do is click the button and snag one of those spots before they're gone, guys. And if for some reason you don't see the big button, and then you can go also visit our page at the https://www.4x cash machine dot get access. Okay, and we're going to change that right now. Get dash access. Okay, so there you go. So we want to do that. I tell you, this is live, right? We just got to add that in there. So again, spots are limited. I want to thank you so much for being a part, being involved, and watching this presentation. Share with a friend while it's still online. And I look forward to coaching you and helping you achieve your financial success. Again, this is Greg McLeod from Elite Traders University and My Forex Cash Machine signing out. Cheers. Bye.